Hey, Graham Lutz here with Formula Athletics. Wanted to talk today a little bit about calories. You're probably sitting there thinking, oh man, I know I need to eat less, but that's specifically the myth I want to debunk, okay? So, I just see all the time, especially now with the new year, New Year's resolutions, everybody's trying to get healthy. I see videos, I see articles, I hear conversations that basically boil down to eat less, move more, you'll be fine, right? That is an oversimplification, and I believe it's one of the big reasons that there are so many people who struggle so much with their weight, okay? So, now, let's talk about calories in, calories out. Right, so the idea is you eat less, then you burn, you lose weight. Sure, fine, I'm good with that, duh, right? That's not news, that's not surprising to anybody, but it's just too simple. It's like saying in order to build wealth, you need to spend less than you make. Or you need to save more than you spend. Duh, right? We know that. Obviously, there needs to be a negative energy balance in order to lose weight. Okay? The problem, though, comes in the details, right? How do we make that happen? The expectation or the assumption for most people is that there's only two ways to change that energy balance equation. Either eat less or move more. Those are the only two ways. The problem is that's completely false. Number two is that equation, calories in, calories out, assumes that the number of calories your body burns is this static number, right? So I'm sure a lot of you have seen the resting metabolic rate. You put in your numbers and, hey, my resting metabolic rate is 1,800 calories. As if there's some way to know exactly the number of calories your body burns. That's complete bullshit, okay? Now, here's what happens. You eat, let's say, 1,000 calories, okay? Your body will decide what to do with those calories based on your hormonal profile at the moment that you eat them, okay? So your hormones work like kind of a gating system. So you eat your 1,000 calories and you have one hormone that says, hey, let's send 300 calories over here to be used to fix this knee injury that we have. Let's use a couple hundred calories to go to digestive function. Here's a couple hundred for neurological function. Here's the rest for just your normal cellular functions, okay? Now, if you're eating the wrong foods, you might eat 1,000 calories and your body says, hey, we're gonna take 600 of these calories and we're gonna store them over here as fat. If that happens, then you've eaten 1,000, but you only feel like you've eaten 400. Right? So you're then hungry, so you want to eat more, right? So the bottom line is there are a lot of ways to change that calories out portion of the equation, okay? So if we eat the right foods, that encourages the burning of those calories, that encourages increased utilization of calories by things like your brain, your digestive system, your muscles. And then if we exercise to encourage all of that same kind of stuff, you go from this resting metabolic rate that's pretty low to this resting metabolic rate that's pretty high, okay? So we can change the number of calories your body burns by some of the decisions we make. Okay? The next thing I want to hit on is this fact that there is this idea that just being less is better, right? Everybody needs to lose weight, right? We all need a lower number on the scale. But that's not the right way to look at it. And let me prove it to you, okay? Let's say you want to lose 50 pounds, okay? Should we amputate your leg? You'd be 50 pounds lighter. The scale would say 50 pounds less than it says now. Would you be better off having amputated your leg? Absolutely not. Okay? So the goal is not to be less. The goal is not to be less of what you are, right? Let's think about being better. Okay? Let's perform better. Let's sleep better. Let's have better relationships. Let's have better activities, and let's have more fun doing our chosen hobbies. Okay? So I'm way less interested in taking a body and making it less. I'm very interested in changing it. Okay? Let's build muscle. Let's lose fat. Let's perform better. Okay? So here's another way that I can prove that it just doesn't matter how much you weigh. Let's say you weighed exactly how much you weigh now, and you may be 50 pounds overweight, but let's say that none of that changed at all. What did change is that you looked better in a bikini than anybody else at the pool. Would you be worried about what the scale says? Absolutely not, right? The scale is almost inconsequential, okay? So what we want to think about is eating and exercising with a goal of looking better, feeling better, not with a goal of being less, okay? Let's be more. Let's be better. Let's eat in a way that fuels our bodies, okay? Instead of thinking of calories as a necessary evil, let's start thinking of them as fuel for your performance, okay? If you do that and you start focusing on performance, you can eat as much as you want. You will lose fat. You will get better at everything you do, okay? And your life will be better. This is not, I'm not going to make a guarantee. Like, this is beyond me making some kind of money-back guarantee or anything like that. I'm just telling you facts. You do these things, your life will be better. Period. Again, Graham Lutz with Formula Athletics. If you have any questions about any of this stuff or want to hear a little bit more, I would love to have a conversation with you. Okay? There will be links down here, maybe right there. There'll be a link right there probably. That you can get a little more information. You can request some information from me. I can give you a call and we can have a conversation about it. Thanks so much.